Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. So today we are doing the long-awaited round 4 for the Simpsons TSTO Battle of the Best Events. So I am determined to finish this series, like I said. So we're going to start round 4. I'm super excited to start this. There is going to be a brand new point system. So we are still doing it out of 5, so it's still the 5 points to be won. First point for structure and theme, second point for characters and costumes, third point is for buildings and building skins, then decorations, and then my overall feel. However, with the character point, a lot of the disagreement, I think, between me and you guys, mainly Sprinking, a lot of the disagreement comes down to the character point. And for that reason, I think it would be fair to, instead of doing it like 1 or 2 point, I think if it's a playable character, I'm going to put it out of 5. So say for example, Homer as a character would be a 5 out of 5, whereas someone like the tourists from Destination Springfield, they would be, well, I guess they would be a 0. Someone like Tiago, I know Spring King went on a rant about Tiago. Tiago would be like probably a 1 or a 2 out of 10. Like I'd give him 1 point, like I wouldn't give him 5. So that's how I'm kind of doing it. And for decorations, I sort of went through that last episode, so go watch that episode if you're a bit sure how I'm doing decorations. And then buildings, for now, I'm just going to keep it as out of 2, either 1 or 2, gets 1 or 2 points or 0 points. But if it becomes a problem, then I could extend that to 5 points. We'll just have to see, because I think normally buildings, I don't think I have tons of disagreements on it. Normally, I don't really look back at the building point and think that, oh, maybe I was wrong there. Most of the time I feel like, yeah, buildings are normally quite easy, and it doesn't really come down to, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so we're going to start this off today. We're just going to get straight into it. Well, I say get straight into it. I just went on that big spiel. But let's get into it now. So, boom. Starting with structure and theme, tap ball. So, tap ball, structure and theme. So, the theme for tap ball was, of course, sports. Really good theme. I love this theme a lot. I think it was very awesome, very fresh. It was made the game was just great at this update. This update was just amazing. The theme especially. In terms of the structure, we've got 3-act structure, the sort of old classic way of doing it, where you have to unlock things in a prize track, and there's 3 prize tracks that unlock. You know, the first one unlocks on the first when the update releases, and then you have the next one and the next one. And then you also have the day training, so there was daily challenges where you could earn different decorations and prizes. You had crafting as well, where you could craft a bunch of the decorations and, you know, put them in your town. And also the little sporting events where you could level up your characters and then like verse them against each other. So a lot of interaction in this update, a lot of care put into this update. I love this one a lot. Moving on to a Simpsons Christmas special. I believe this is the only multi-event that made it onto my list, which is crazy. It's the only one that made it on. So this was actually the first ever multi-event in the game. So it is a multi-event, meaning that it is like the Rise of Robots event. It's basically 4 mini-events in one. So it's like a mini-event repeated 4 times. There is no crafting, stuff in the store, stuff in the prize track. Fairly simple, fairly easy to follow. In terms of the theme, it was Christmas, and yeah, they sort of took stuff from many different episodes, and they focused quite heavily on like the younger Simpsons as well near the end of the update. So, a lot of good stuff in that one too. Which one does the point go to? You know which one the point goes to. Don't even pretend like it's gonna go to Simpsons Christmas Special. Look, I love the fact that Simpsons Christmas Special switched it up. I think the structure for the tap ball and many other updates took, with the whole 3-act structure with crafting mixed in, it was getting boring. And so I think it was cool to switch it up. However, I still prefer the tap ball structure. Like if I could turn back time now, I would probably go with that structure because it allows for a lot more things to be added. And I feel like that's why they switched it up with the multi-events. Okay, next up we have the character point. So this is the character and costume point. So let's start with tap ball. So first of all, we have Referee Homer. Referee Homer is a costume, obviously. I think Referee Homer is pretty damn solid. It's a solid costume. I think 3 points is fair. Soccer Lisa, I think 3 points too as well, is also fair. Then we have Pinball Arpoo. At the time, I was a little annoyed because they didn't add any of the other pin pals, so I'm just going to give 1 point for that because it was just kind of thrown in there. Football Nelson, I think is a solid 2 points. Baseball Jasper, I think is I think he's a solid 2. Softball Burns, I think is a solid 3. And then Boxing Drodrick Tatum doesn't get a point. I just don't think it was a needed costume. It was just sort of thrown in there as well. Then we have Furious D. I think Furious D is a solid D3, 3 points. And then Springy is a NPC, okay? And so for that reason, I can't give any more than 2 points. But I will give him 2, and that's fair enough. I think that's quite fair. Jockey Bar, I actually really like this costume. So I'm going to give 3 points. Kung Fu Comic Book Guy, I'll just give 1. And then Tennis Marge, I'll just give 1. So that means... and also Act 3. Act 3, that we have Toreador Grandpa. I think that's 2. Ballet Ralph, I'm not a huge fan of, so I'm just going to leave that one. So in total, we've got... Actually, I'll probably give another one for the Toreador Grandpa, so 3 points. In total for Tap Ball, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... 26, 27, 28. 28 points. There we are. 28 points for Tap Ball. So, not bad. Not bad at all. That's a good amount of points. Moving on, let's go to a Simpsons Christmas special. So we got Angel Lisa, doesn't get a point. Deep Freeze, I'll just give 1 for his look. 1 point. The Ghost of Christmas Past doesn't get a point. Mrs. Claus, I just think gets 1. Circus Acrobat, I think gets 1. Don Brodka, I'll give him 3. Actually, no, I'll give him 2. The main reason why I'm gonna give him 2 and not 3 is because I don't understand why they tied him in with anchor management. That whole tie-in, oh, he's dragging an anchor along. It was just really weird. It didn't suit the character that well. Lee Carvello, I think he actually gets 3. I actually really liked his inclusion. Jim Hope, he gets 3 too. He also gets 3. Kathy from Personnel, I'll just give 1 for her. And then all the young characters, I'll just give them 1 each. I think that's fair. 1 out of 5 each. So, young Barney, young Grandpa, young Artie Ziff, young Marge. And then we didn't get any character skins, unfortunately, so that wraps it up. So, in total, Simpsons Christmas Special got 16 points. So, not bad, but not enough to beat Tap Ball. So Tap Ball goes through to the next round. Well, Tap Ball wins this round. So the Simpsons Christmas Special can still technically win. There is still 3 more points to be won, so they can beat Tap Ball. It's possible. Okay, so Tap Ball. What buildings have we got? So we got the stadium entrance for a starter, and the grass field. I'm not going to give a point to either of these. I don't think they should be buildings, so there you have. That's just my opinion of them. Sporticus gets a point for sure, though. We have Ally McBalls definitely gets a point. Simpsons Laser Tag gets a point. The basketball stadium gets a point. All the different skins, by the way, for the stadiums, they don't get points. And then we have Springfield Arms, definitely gets a point. The Gridiron, that gets a point. Tester Zone, I have a little bit of a problem with it. I'll just give it a half point just to be fair. So 6.5 points for Simpsons Tap Ball. Simpsons Tap Ball. Yeah. So moving on, we shall move on to the Simpsons Christmas Special. So we have the Snowbank. I don't like this one. I don't really like the snowy buildings. The Truck Stop Diner, though, definitely gets a point. The Snowed Inn gets a point. The Toy Fortress, arguably maybe shouldn't be a building. I kind of like it, though, so I'm going to give it 1 point. Igloo Mansion doesn't get a point. Circus of Values definitely gets a point. The Screens gets 1. The Boathouse gets 1. The Timberlog Diner, very cool building. Bethlehem Inn, I like that one too. The Toys Be This gets a point. Cirque du Purée gets a point. The Anchor Management definitely gets a point. Kids First Industries, for sure. The Yarn Barn, bit of a boring building, but the roller rink gets a point, meaning that Simpsons Christmas Special finishes with 13 points and it gains the point for buildings. I think that's fair. Tapple doesn't actually have that many buildings, and so I feel like this update is just stronger in terms of the buildings it gave us. And now we have to go to the point that I hate, and that's decorations. So let's start off. So like I said before, my decoration thing that I'm doing is if it's like a fence, if it's useful in other updates or with other designs, then it will get 2 points if it's like a universal decoration. Or if it's like something that's really grand and really cool, so it's like the equivalent of a building, that gets 2 points. And then anything in between either gets 1 point or no point. Okay, so starting off with the bleachers, the single bleachers. So I will give 1 because I don't think they're that universal and they are a bit tricky to decorate. The stadium fence, I also will give 1. I don't think they're that universal. The football uprights, I think 1. Stadium lights, I actually like a lot, so I'll give them 2. The bowling setup machine, I'm not going to give that one a point. I think it is very hard to place most of the time. The soccer net gets a point. The Homertron gets a point. The obstacle tires gets a point. The obstacle wall, I think, gets a point. Tennis court, I do like. The boxing ring, I always found this impossible to place just because of how big it was. So for that reason, I'm not giving it a point. Moving on, we have some more stuff. The more bleachers, so I'm not going to give any more points for the bleachers. I feel like I've given 1 for the single bleachers. That's fair enough. The low blow boxing, it's just not significant enough to make any impact in their design, so I'm not going to give that one a point. The football tire target, sure. And then there's more obstacle stuff. I've already given enough points for obstacle stuff. The T-ball stand, I'll give that a point too. And then finally we have the Heracles statue. I'll give that one a point. The tennis machine, I do actually quite like. The murder horn, that one gets 2. Don't worry, I've given 2 for the murder horn. And the taste of beer truck, that one also gets 2. I like that one a lot too. So that means that Tap Ball finishes with 18 points. Not bad. Moving on. Simpsons Christmas Special. Alright, here we go. Decorations. It could all fail here. Simpsons Christmas Special needs to get this point. It needs 18 to win. So the hot roasted chestnut carts. I'm going to be a bit controversial here and give 2 points because I think these carts are really useful around different designs. I actually really like them. The Christmas Carousel, I love. The Fair Booth, I'm also going to give 2 points too because I really find that one useful. The pageant stage doesn't get a point. I kind of hate that stage. The carolers don't get a point. I hate crowds. The snowmobile, that one gets 2 because it is just a really cool decoration. The tree farm, I'm sick of tree farms. The flaming Christmas tree, I find just hard to place really. The Santa homie, we've got a lot of these thrones, so I can't really give a point to that, and it doesn't like improve any design really. The toy train, I do like quite a bit, so I'll give that a point. Pile of presents, I actually don't mind this one. I think you can fit it quite easily. Greyhound sleigh, I like that. The personal talking Astrobal, whatever it's called, that gets a point. The mini golf castle, I think looks really awesome, so that one gets a point. The Marge sculpture garden gets a point. The ice fishing shack, the only reason why I don't want to give this a point is we've got so many similar things in the past, so I don't really want to give a point to that one. And then finally the airsoft carrier, the aircraft carrier, that one gets 2 points because I actually think that one looks awesome. So that means that Simpsons Christmas Special finishes with 15. So they didn't quite beat Tap Ball, and Tap Ball takes that point. That was a shame. That was fairly close though. I think The Simpsons Christmas Special has some pretty decent buildings and some very decent decorations. It's actually, I think, an underrated update for sure. There is a lot of good stuff in that update, and I actually really enjoyed it. Again, it's like one of those updates that I just have a personal attachment to. It's the update where I if you didn't know, like back then, I just was so bored of Tapped Out, and then that update came, and I was like, hey, this is kind of cool, and yeah, it revitalized my interest, so that's why I guess I have a little bit of a soft spot for that one. So in terms of obviously that means Tap Ball has won. In terms of the overall feel point, I probably would have given that to Tap Ball too. So, Simpsons Christmas Special got 1 point. It tried its best, but unfortunately it has not gone through to the next round. Tap Ball has, though. So Tap Ball has entered the semi-finales. It is one of 4 to make it this far. So it is a strong update. Whew. So sorry, Simpsons Christmas Special. But hey, look, Simpsons Christmas Special made it quite far. It beat Terwilligers, it beat Winter 2014, and it beat Treehouse of Horror XXIV. So it came a long while, but it couldn't beat Tap Ball. Tune in next episode where we will be versing the Springfield Jobs against Homer Palooza. This one will be an interesting one too. And then we have Mozart versus Secret Agents, and then Burns Casino, Destination Springfield. So there are 8 episodes left. Now you've watched this one. I believe there's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Oh God, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 7? Oh God, no, there's 7 left. 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. There's only 7 left. Oh, sugar. That's not very many. So, until we eventually hit the finales, I am super excited to see which one of these updates wins. I've got my bets, but we'll have to see. So, tell me which one you think is going to win. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.